Would you believe that the Charlotte Hornets, you know, after being one of the worst teams in the East and in the league as well, have now turned their season around? It's actually their turn now after the Clippers, who started out 6-21, only to see them now barely climbing into the, what is it? Well, either ninth or 10th place, and they're in the playing picture now. So the Clippers have definitely turned their season around. After the James Harden trade, we'll have to see how that works out. I mean, I know Kawhi's still there, but some of their key guys are out too, like Zubac, I think, is now the Pacers, and I forgot who else, but yeah, but they have Darius Garland, so we'll see how that new team works out, after the trade deadline, because I think they're now they're ninth or 10th, but they are in the play-in picture right now. And as for the Hornets, man, somebody got to talk about this team, because they started out as one of the worst teams. I know they started out 1-0, and then they lost one. They were 2-1, and since then they've been total trash. And to the point where they're in there. Of course, I mean, most of us NBA fans who have followed the league for a long time have seen this team just predictably one of the worst, as they've been. They've been a struggling, team for the past several years now. But for this season, I mean, I know that LaMelo Ball has been injury prone, and he is a good player. I think at one point he was an all-star. I mean, he's an all-star caliber player, and you got Brandon Miller now, who is definitely contributing to the team as well. But when you look at a full Hornets roster and look where they're at right now, just last week I had no idea, because I was looking at the standings. Now I'm just looking at the standings more often for both conferences, and usually when you see the bottom teams like 9, 10, 11, 12, all the way to the last place spot, you normally would see those teams that are like losing streaks, or once in a while you might see like a win 1 or win 2. But when I looked at the Hornets, damn son, they were like winning 5 in a row, 6 in a row, 7. Now they won 8 straight, dude. They have now climbed into the play-in picture as well. They are 24-28. The Clippers, I think, are 23-27. So you got two teams now that have definitely turned their seasons around, right? But remember the Miami Heat? That was once upon a time 11-30. I think that was in the 2017 season, 16-17 season. I think Wade was already back at the time. Look at the second half. They were 30-11, only for them to be knocked out of the 8th spot. Just barely knocked out of the play spot. If it wasn't for the Pacers, they had to hope for the Pacers to lose in order for them to climb into the playoff spot, the 8th spot. They were 42-42, I think. And I was like, man, that's so heartbreaking, because that Heat team has won had a couple double-digit winning streaks, and for them to climb up, that's a drastic turnaround. That was like one of the best turnarounds for one of the worst teams that suddenly became a playoff contending team, and to be where they were, only to be barely knocked out out of the 8th spot. I was like, man, that's got to be heartbreaking. That's one of the best turnarounds for a team like Miami, to start out with one of the worst records. And ironically enough, when they were 11-30, they were actually 30-11. So they had 2 double-digit winning streaks, if I'm not mistaken. One of them was like a 13-game winning streak, and Wade was there, at the tail end of his career. So yeah, as for the Hornets, I know it's still only February, and we haven't reached All-Star break yet. The All-Star break, I think, is in the next weekend. So hopefully they can continue to turn it around. They're 24-28, still under 500, but I'm I'm definitely under the impression that they're going to be doing better because right now they won 8 in a row. Who would have thought this team, being a small market team like them, was going to win 8 in a row? I mean, the Bucks are like what, in 12th place, and I know their reasons for their losing season. And the Bulls are like behind the Hornets. That's how surprising these Hornets are. So hopefully they can keep this up. Hopefully LaMelo Ball can stay healthy, and Brandon Miller can continue to contribute. I think this team has already been formidable with that 8-game winning streak. So props to them. I know it's only February, so right now they're in the playing picture. So it'd be good to see them, actually compete and then play in more so in the playoff top 8. Let me know what you guys think, man. Peace. Thank you for watching, everyone. Like, share, and subscribe.